Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. And yeah, I just got done watching NXT's Halloween Havoc 2022, and wow, I think I can safely say I wasn't expecting what we got. Well, except for the main event was kind of predictable, but we'll get to that. I did predictions, and I only got two of the predictions right. It was the main event and one other match. We got to cross this one out. Hold on. So, yeah, I thought it was okay, but it just didn't. I don't know. The main event was predictable because I knew something. I knew they were gonna do. I knew they were gonna change the title. I'll say that. So, but I was hoping at least one title would change hands. I don't count the crowning a new champion. That doesn't count. So, yeah. So we start off with a 5-man, not 6-man, but a 5-man ladder match for the vacant NXT North American Championship. We have Oro Mensa, I never heard of before. Carmelo Hayes, former champion. Nathan Fraser, Wes Lee, and I don't know the other guy. Von Wagner, whatever. Van Halen, okay, big guy, and I think I'd say Wes Lee. He almost died tonight. Wes Lee dies tonight. He got like heated over the announce table by Van Halen, and like just fucking God. Thought he was dead. I thought he was dead. My God. But yeah, there's pretty good spots. There's a Nathan Fraser and I think Oro Mensa were using the ladders together, knocking people down. It's pretty cool ladder spots. There was a spot where the two managers, what's his face? That's with Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Robert Stone, or Mr. Stone, were out there, and they say like, "Oh, Trick Williams is afraid of heights." I'm with you there, man. And then like Robert Stone's like, "Okay," takes his jacket off, is gonna climb up. I wish they would use Robert Stone more, or Mr. Stone, whatever, because like he was cool as Robbie E in TNA, and then they just bring him over as a manager, like have him do something besides manage. Put him in the ring. He's a decent wrestler, I think. But no. If we knew this, and there's a ladder spot where basically it falls down, typical ladder spot. They go up, they knock each other down. I don't know what would happen if one of them got the title, but shock of all shocks, and I'm sincere in this, Wes Lee won the match. He was climbing up like someone's gonna come in. I had in my prediction Nathan Fraser, because I think they should strap a rocket to him and send him to the moon. I think he could be potential, future star. Albeit a future mid-card star, but a future star nonetheless. But no, he was pretty good in this match. They all did a pretty good job. I had an inkling in the back of my mind that they were gonna. Why did I just keep falling down? Stop falling down. Inkling in the back of my mind that they were going to give it back to Carmelo Hayes, which I did not want at all because I'm sick of him. He's 2-time champion, and I don't know. He didn't need to win it again. But yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, holy shit. I don't think they're going to give it to Wes Lee. Just saying. Yeah. Oh, I forgot our hosts tonight are Shotzi and Quincy Adams. Quincy, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Not a fan of Quincy. Nothing against the guy. He just, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of these flamboyant male characters. Nothing against, homosexual people. Not at all. But, like, maybe he is homosexual and that's fine. But, like, cast your mind all the way back to the 80s when they did it with Adrian Adonis. It's kind of a spit in his face type thing. If he wanted to do this, that's fine, but I don't know. He's up there gyrating, and to me, only one big African American man can gyrate, and that is Big E. Okay, he is the only one that can legitimately gyrate. Okay, legally. So stop it. It's always nice to see Shotzi though. Yes, and then we get this weird pre-tape segment, which features Toxic Attraction. So I started watching this towards the end of the pre-show, kickoff show, whatever. So I'm gonna talk about this spin the wheel, make the deal stuff. It all happened on the pre-show. I don't watch the NXT pre-shows because nothing ever happens on them. I understand why they did it in the pre-show, because with these stipulations that they picked, they weren't gonna be able to say, "Oh, we spun it," and then we have the stuff ready to go right away. It makes it better if, they spun it and then they can set up the matches when the show starts. I get it, but it kind of takes away the spontaneousness of it all if you spin it before the show happens and then, we have these 3 matches and we spread them out and it's all set up to go, and it's like, okay, I don't know, spontaneously should be. But anyway, I turned on the pre-show with like 5 minutes left. And we see someone outside. I don't know who it was walking in the door. Someone? Was Damon Kemp? No. Either Dragunov, maybe? I don't know. Somebody was walking in the door. Toxic Attraction walked out. And they got in the car and they drove up. I'm like, well, huh? We have a pay-per-view or premium live event to do. Why are they leaving? Well, this goes into a pre-taped theatrical, what do they call it, segment, where you have Toxic Attraction going to this haunted house. Basically, it's kind of like when Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes did that whole thing a few years ago. It's basically that. They go through and, JC Jane doesn't want to go in there, but they come on, we gotta go in, and they get in there like, we need to split up. She's like, haven't you ever seen a horror movie? We don't split up. And the whole thing is that JC Jane is afraid, Mandy Rose just wants to end this, and Gigi Dolan is like, nothing bothers her. She's like, doesn't give a fuck. She's just, So they do separate, and JC Jane gets taken out first. She's walking around, and just Alba Fire, Kaylee Ray, whatever, shows up, attacks her, takes her out, and then Gigi Dolan is sitting at a table. She's talking. These things are moving, and she's not flinching. Hey, how you doing? Someone nudges her. No, I'm fine, thanks. No, it's not fine. And it's Alba Fire, and they fight, and she puts her in a freezer, and then she confronts Mandy Rose. They fight. She attacks her. She throws her in a car and drives away, leaving. This is important. They leave the JC Jane and Gigi Dolan behind at this haunted house with no way to get back. It's important to point that out, because when we get to the match, it's going to be bullshit. Just warning you. Next, we have Cora Jade versus Roxanne Perez in a weapons whatever match. No, the casket match is next. The casket match. That's right. Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller in a casket match, because they're wheeling the casket match out. Or they were wheeling the match out. Okay, they were wheeling the casket out before the whole pre-tape segment happened. And so they come out there, and I kind of like this match. I'm not a big fan of casket matches because it's just all trying to get it in there, but this is all pretty good. There was a point I thought was a shoot, because at one point, Grayson Waller knocks Apollo Crews down onto the casket, and it breaks. And Grayson Waller's holding his hand like, I win. And Booker T, and they're like, no, you didn't win. And Vic's like, yeah, you put him through. No, you gotta put it through the casket and shut the lid. Oh, at one point, they one of them says, you gotta put him through the lid and shut the lid. And I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. But no, it doesn't count. So all of a sudden the lights go up. I'm like, what is this? The lights come back on. Apollo Crews is standing in an entryway with the Druids, who at first when they showed up I thought was the Dyad, but no, they're really not the casket. But the Druids are wheeling out another casket, a stronger casket, and that's only it was a work. Okay, I was, and this was. Excuse me. This was a stronger casket, I guess they said it was. They were doing moves off of this one, and it ended with Apollo Crews was like a Uranagi or something, putting him in there and closing it. It was decent. Next we had the Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez weapons match. Basically, it's called it's an Extreme Rules match, but the weapons are all laid out, so you can use them whenever. This was good. I wish another thing that shocked me. Roxanne Perez won. I was pretty sure they were gonna push Cora Jade here. Although Cora Jade's singles push did happen when Vince was in charge, and if Triple H is back in charge, so maybe he changed his mind. I don't know. The ending came when Cora Jade was like, "I was never your friend," and she goes to hit her with a moon. Roxanne reversed it into, what did they call it? The rock the something. And onto chairs, and they count the pin. Even though her shoulders were not on the mat, they were on chairs. So it shouldn't count, because the referee counted 3. Her shoulders were not on the mat, they were on chairs. You gotta move the chairs. Before you're saying, that's been done before. Sure, but it still shouldn't count, because I've seen before matches happen, they do that. I've seen people go through a chair and they move the chair pieces out so they can count the 1, 2, 3. So should have hit her on the chairs, move the chairs, or move away from the chairs, pin her 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's a little bit weird for me. But that's the least of the screwiness we have, because next we have the Women's Championship match. Alba Fire versus Mandy Rose with the title. And I was into this match at first. It was going pretty good. I started right away, and out of all the matches on this show, this is the only one that didn't really have a... Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot about Damien Kemp versus Julius Creed. If Julius Creed lost, then Brutus Creed would be fired or something. I don't care. It was an amateur match. They don't entertain me. Julius Creed won. I had Damien Kemp. Doesn't matter, really. But... Because I thought, okay, Damien Kemp's a single star. Julius Creed's a tag star. You're going to have Damien Kemp win. I didn't realize there was stipulation with the brother. It fell out again, didn't it? I didn't realize that the whole Brutus Creed thing was on the line. So, yeah. Poo-poo on me. Now we got the Mandy Rose match, okay? Jesus. I just want to talk about this match. Let me drink quick. Okay, so this match was pretty good at first. Until bullshit abound. Just as Alba Fire was about to win, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan came out to the ringside. And I yelled out, bullshit. They were left miles away with no way to get there. Before you think, well, Scotty, they could have called it Uber. They didn't have no phones. They had no phones. They were fighting around. They didn't have no phones on them. They're in wrestling gear. There's no phones. If there's any payphone around, maybe, but it's bullshit. I know it's entertainment. It's a pre-taped segment, but still, I am sick of these matches where the manager or allies of someone are taken out before the match, and then they show up at the end to help. What is the point of taking him out at the beginning of the match if they're just going to show up anyway? In my opinion, first of all, Mandy Rose needs to lose that goddamn title. I love Mandy, but she needs to lose that title and go back to the main roster. All right, this is bullshit. I didn't realize this, but they said she's had almost a year Wednesday. In my opinion, it should count from event to event, not the day, but because they're like, she won how many have it last year? But also, it's 1 year. Like, it's 1 year Wednesday. Okay, but it still wouldn't make any sense because, well, yeah, it would. I was like, because I thought it was still Wednesday last year. It wasn't. It was a Tuesday, and it jumps forward one. Okay, yes, it doesn't make sense. But I don't know. Mandy should have lost here. Plain and simple. I think she needs to lose that title. I'm sorry. She's had it too long. Too long. And it's just pointless. They were left behind miles, hundreds of yards away. In a golf hole. Hundreds of yards away. And they just show up. Bullshit. Either... Now, there have been times where the people are taken out and there's no interference and the champion still wins anyway. That's a little more acceptable because they didn't have help and you didn't show up. I don't know, we left them miles and miles away. Okay? Let's get to our main event. It's Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. My writing's a little scribbled. And I had Braun Breaker because obviously they weren't going to change the title. But there was a moment in this match I thought they were. Ilya Dragunov hits his move, whatever he did, the thing, and the running knee clothesline thing, whatever it was. Goes for the 3. Referee tangles down for 3, and JD McDonough stops it just before it hits the freaking mat. I was like, oh, jeez. And then again, later, he stops the count, too. When he stops the hand count, you see the smile that... Well, I should also mention there was a segment with the Dyad really going to have a match. Apparently, that's Dominic Dijakovic or T-Bar. Look, if you're going to have him go back to Dominic Dijakovic, not with the Dyad, okay? Not with the Dyad. Just have him, look, have him go back to being Dominic Dijakovic, give him his old gimmick back the way it was. He was fine the way he was. Stop changing him. No T-Bar. No Umbada, no goofy names, nothing. Okay? Have him be Dominic Dijakovic. Although they could call him Dijak, I guess, but just call him Dominic Dijakovic. Have him be the Feast Your Eyes guy. He was very good at that. Stop putting him in ridiculous gimmicks, okay? Apparently that's who that is. I've been seeing stuff on Twitter and stuff. Apparently that's who it was. But yeah, Braun Breaker won after a spear, which I didn't know was his finisher. He speared Ilya Dragunov, which had me concerned. I'm like, he should have speared and pinned JD McDonough, not the other babyface. Just saying. But yeah, this event was fine. B plus. It's a B plus show. It was fine. I don't mean like Daniel Bryan B plus players though. It's B plus. It's legitimately good. But too much bullshit for the Mandy Rose stuff. She should have lost. That's really the only thing. I don't know. Cora Jade probably should have won. I guess. In the match, they said Cora Jade won the first match. I'm like, oh, she's probably going to win. It's like the rubber match or whatever. Then she did come out. Roxanne Perez did come out with the skateboard. But it didn't play anything really. She swung at her. She swung it at her a couple of times. And my God, when they were doing the thing, everybody complained about the baseball hits with Ronda and Liv. First of all, like, oh, you didn't really hit her. Liv had a mark on her belly from it, first of all. But I can see your point. And here, she's hitting her on the freaking, hitting her head on the skateboard and barely even hitting it. But yeah, this was fine. B plus, of course. What are your thoughts on NXT's Halloween Havoc? It went down again. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.